All right, so uh, recently I did a video. I covered President Biden was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So, and it's not looking that good, unfortunately. And I've said thoughts and prayers for the Biden family. Now, so yesterday, it was yesterday or 2 days ago, there was an article that came out from, what was it, New York Post. I'm looking at my phone right now. So, New York Post, a few other sources. And guess who's celebrating this? And guess who's cheering this on? A journalist slash pundit slash YouTuber by the name of Taylor Lorenz. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I was kind of a fan of this woman up until a couple days ago. Now, why was I a fan of her? Because I saw that she was arguing with Piers Morgan and a few other conservatives about a number of topics, and she appeared to be a liberal. Now, according to some sources and herself, she is considered a lefty. However, she's an anti-democrat leftist, and she slams a lot of centrist and quote unquote liberal democratic figures. So, guess what she said about Biden among upon learning that he has cancer? Uh, she's celebrating it. She's happy about it, and she says, "I hope he rots in hell." Now, uh, here's the deal. When that article came out, there was also an old tweet that was brought up where somebody faked, they did a hoax, a death hoax, because they've done this before, where they basically lie and say that someone died and they really didn't. And it said, "Rest in peace to Biden from 1941, 42." I think that's when Biden was born, to 2025. And whoever wrote that tweet, they said, "You are a racist effer," or something along those lines, and said, something war criminal and whatever, rotten hell and all this. And upon learning that that tweet was fake, Taylor Lorenz responded to that by saying, "Dang, got my hopes up." And so, um, first of all, the reason why now listen, here's the deal: if somebody like Tommy Lahren or Ann Coulter said something like this, it would be of no surprise. If anybody on Fox News said it, if anybody on Newsmax said it, if any of the Republicans said it, it'd be no surprise. And it's just like, well, what do you expect? I mean, look at that. It's just they're doing what they normally do. And it's like, I thought that we as liberals and leftists were supposed to be better than this. Now, I know this is the part where people will tell me, well, you had people on the left that were cheering and happy when Rush Limbaugh died. You also had a bunch of online lefties that were happy when Donald Rumsfeld died, or when Bush Sr. or John McCain and they all died. And it's like, listen, I said the same thing then, and I'll say the same thing now. Is that I'm not going to be that type of person where I'm going to be happy about someone's death, even if it's somebody that I find to be absolutely horrendous. So even with somebody like Donald Rumsfeld, who was one of the country's biggest war criminals, I didn't say anything when he died. I didn't say anything because it's just like, okay, I can't say anything nice about him. So it's like, okay, I know that his family is mourning that, so I just stay out of it. I just shut up. Um, so for her to say something like that, that sounds like something that Laura Loomer would say. And by the way, I haven't even seen like Tommy Lahren or Ann Coulter say this now, unless they probably think it in private, but they haven't said it out loud. And it's like that alone, that alone makes me see her as somewhat arguably worse than somebody like Ann Coulter or Tommy Lahren. I put her right in the same category as Laura Loomer. So, because Laura Loomer made a bunch of disgusting remarks after Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee had passed away. And I'm not going to get into detail what she said there because I'm not trying to get everybody even more worked up than and more upset than what this already is right here. So I took to her latest video, and I didn't even watch the video because it wasn't relevant to what I commented on, but I just had to put this comment here. I said, "Taylor, I have to say that you just lost a follower slash subscriber. Your remarks about President Biden's cancer diagnosis are completely and beyond disgusting and unacceptable. It makes me sad because I was a fan of yours. I thought you were better than that. I mean, come on. You said rot in hell. You said, I hope he rests in piss. That sounds like something that Laura Loomer would say. And who the hell wants to be like Laura Loomer? What you should do is publicly apologize. Just my suggestion. Now, I had one person like that comment. Obviously, I can't tell who it is because it's YouTube. YouTube doesn't show you who likes the comment. Um, the only way that it shows you is if the person who did the video, if they like it or whatever, it'll alert you. But it's YouTube. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter where you can see who likes it. But now there's something that I was right about, and then there's something I was wrong about. Now the part where I was wrong was, again, I thought that she was better than that. I thought she was a good person. I thought, hey, she's making some good points when she was talking to Pierce Morgan about a number of issues. I think some of her stuff went a bit far, but I was willing to overlook some stuff. But with this, I'm like, nope, it's a done deal. So I have unfollowed all of her sources. I unfollowed her on Twitter. I unfollowed her on Instagram. I don't remember if I followed her on TikTok or even if I don't know even know if she's on there, but if she is, I'll double check, make sure I unfollow that. And I unsubscribed from her YouTube because because that type of stuff is what further complicates it to have conversations with people, including those who are on your side or who you thought were on your side. Now, here's what I was kind of right about because this was my prediction. At first, I didn't understand why she had such a hostility towards President Biden. And then it dawned on me. I said, I don't see the exact reason why she's against him. But if I had to guess, maybe it has something to do with the Israel-Gaza thing. And so I looked up on here, and this is according to the New York Post. And it says, in April, she responded to a fake obituary-style post that falsely claimed that Biden had died, writing, "This tweet got my hopes up." Let me see. The original post, which read, "Rest in peace, Joe Biden, 1942 to 2025. You were always a racist effing monster and will not be missed." Now, that post was clearly fabricated, but Lorenz's reaction left little doubt about her personal sentiments. She also drew scorn last December for seemingly cheering the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. She said some Americans felt joy about the murder outside a Midtown Manhattan hotel. She later defended the remark by citing the denial of care by large insurance companies and her own experiences with chronic illness. Okay, listen. I've watched a lot of lefties talk about that on YouTube. And listen, just to put this on the side note, I understand how bad America's healthcare system is. And I understand that somehow people thought that killing a CEO was going to make the system better. That's just not logical. Now, it's logical to criticize the system because we don't have the healthcare that we should have, especially with the money our country rakes in. But again, I find that to be unacceptable. Now, she has also said positive things about Thompson's alleged killer, Luigi Mangione. I don't know why they keep calling him alleged. We know it's him. He admitted to doing it. It's, again, praising him as a morally good man. In December, she was roundly criticized after saying that some Americans felt joy following the murder of Thompson, who was gunned down by an assassin. Now, let me go back to... Okay, here it is, because I don't know how I end up skipping that. I clicked on the tab and it went down. All right. Now, Taylor Lorenz was pushed out by the Washington Post last year after misleading her editors about a separate incident involving Biden. Last August, she posted a selfie from a White House event to her Instagram story with the caption, "War Criminal," while Biden appeared in the background. When questioned, she initially denied posting the image before later admitting it, prompting internal disciplinary measures and contributing to her leaving the paper 2 months later. Okay, first of all, how in the hell do you post something on Facebook or Instagram or whatever other social media and you say, "I didn't post that"? Now, this is where people could say, well, people get hacked, because I've been hacked before. Um, but it's like, how would somebody be able to get a picture like that and post it to Instagram, and then it's like, that makes no sense. That just doesn't make any sense. Um, what was I at? She launched her own independent newsletter and has continued taking shots at the former president. So here's the deal. I completely understand the situation with Israel and Gaza. I am wholeheartedly against what the Israeli government is doing. I am wholeheartedly against what the Israeli defense forces are doing. And to be fair, I'm also completely against Hamas, but I do support the innocent Palestinians out there who are in danger or the ones who have had their lives destroyed and lost, and my heart goes out to those people. But Taylor, if you're watching this, just so you know, and I'm not saying two rights make a wrong or that two wrongs make a right, but the president who's in office right now is giving more money and more weapons to Netanyahu than even Biden was. And so the people in Gaza are suffering at an even greater extent than what was happening under Biden. I don't see or hear you saying a word about that. So something tells me that there must be something else about Biden that I don't know what else is going on there, but Biden's no longer president, and those people out there are still suffering. So who's giving the money to Israel right now? It's not Biden. Even though he did do that, he's guilty of doing that, and I hate that he did it. But um, the whole thing is nonsense. And listen, anybody who's watching this, if you were ever following or subscribing to Taylor Lorenz, I'm telling you right now, unfollow her. If you're friends with her on Facebook, unfriend her. If you're following her on Twitter, unfollow her. If you're following her on Instagram, unfollow her. If you're following her on TikTok, unfollow her. If you are subscribed to her YouTube, unsubscribe from her. And listen, this just proves right here that, listen, it's not that, listen, for as much as I like to attack conservatives and right wingers, and I tell people, listen, I don't follow any of them and don't follow any of them either. I have no problem doing that with liberals who take it too far, or people who call themselves lefties and liberals and they take it too far. So, I mean, it's like, what a, I just don't get it. Like, what a waste of a piece of anger where you're taking shots at the guy who did it before, but you're not saying a word about the guy who's doing it now, who's doing it at an even greater level. So, you know what? That's why I said, you know what? Any ounce of respect that I had for Taylor Lorenz is completely flushed down the toilet. It is in the sewer. Matter of fact, it's below the sewer. What's going on in the sewer is I have more respect for than what I have for Taylor Lorenz now. Her name almost is close to Tommy Lahren, and she's right up there with them. So you know what, Taylor, you might as well be a Republican. You might as well be a right winger. You might as well be a conservative. Because if that's the bandwagon that you're going to jump on, then hey, you choose your own path and you do you. But my message to everybody, unsubscribe from her, unfollow her, and just leave it at that. And look, somebody's got to be the adult in the room. Somebody's got to be mature and say, listen, I'm a Biden supporter, and I agree with most of what Biden did policy-wise. And again, thoughts, prayers, hearts, love, all that goes out to the Biden family. So, again, so that's it. I'm completely done with her, and I don't think I'll ever go back to her. So, that's that. If you're watching this on Facebook, the link to my YouTube is in the comment section. Go to my About section. You'll see the links to my other socials there, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Those same links are in my YouTube About section. So if you're watching this on YouTube, give me a subscription. And that's it for now. And stay tuned.